work for the Netherlands Institute for Heritage. This is a government-funded foundation, and actually we're there to support heritage institutions in their work. And as heritage institutions, we consider museums, archives, archaeological work groups, monumental sites, and so on. The funny thing is that libraries are not included. And that is because in the Netherlands, libraries fall under a different part of the Ministry of Culture, so they have their own supportive institute. And that sounds a bit silly because we all know that the libraries are part of our cultural heritage, of course. And, well, but that's how what the situation is. And I think the mission, the most important mission or aim of our organization, is to promote heritage in society, which means that we want to bring all the knowledge and the collections, we want to bring them in the open to the public. So we get a maximum of public use of, well, all information that you can find in archives, where state archives or municipal archives, that is open. There is no copyright on it, except when the information is connected to the privacy of persons, of course. So like birth register, something like that, or marriage registers from people that are living, those registers are closed, of course. But anything else, and all other information is, when transferred to the archive, is by law, it's public information, so everybody can access it. Everybody can read it, everybody can duplicate it, can photograph it, can print it, whatever. But that's archives. And then, of course, you have the private collections that are in museums, the artworks, things like that. And there's a general rule that copyright stays on the work until 70 years after the author or the creator died. Maybe that's the same here, I do not know, but that's quite a general rule. And in practice, what happens is that often the copyright is transferred from the artist or the family to the museum. So the museum can then, for a small fee, lend out images or grant the use of images. We have all these institutions. Some are government funded, and others are funded by the municipality, and others are funded by with private money, and they all follow their own policy. And not only the policy in making choices, what shall we digitize and what shall we not digitize, but also they have their own policy in buying software, figuring out how to present the objects that they have. And it is only since the last few years that it is the pressure of the internet and the pressure of the social web that makes the presentation of digital heritage more and more unisono. It's getting more and more standardized. Heritage is a big thing. There's a lot of political attention for heritage, and it has everything to do with national identity, with looking for national cohesion, for also looking for ways how can we include newcomers, new groups in our society, and heritage is at the moment seen as a political means to reach those goals. Actually, I think what is happening now is that these institutions are being confronted with choices. They have to make choices. They have to decide who they are, what they are, and why they are here. Do you want to be a traditional museum? All right, then be a traditional museum, but stop digitizing your collections and just display them in the building that you have and let people come in and pay a ticket. Do you want to be more like a virtual or digital museum? Well, then you have to make other choices. Perhaps you have to close your building and show you what you have to show on the web. But those are it's easily said, but it's difficult to do because it means rethinking your organization. It means rethinking the deals that you have to make with the government. So you have to tell your mayor or you have to tell your minister, okay, next year we do not do 10, but we do like 5 exhibitions, and we're going to invest a lot of money in our website. So then you need a very good answer to explain how the public benefits from this website. We archive everything that has to do with policy and thinking out things, and just and what we throw away is all the paperwork that has to do with the daily life. But through the internet, you see that people are getting more and more interested in the daily life, and in oral history and in traditions. So you have to focus on that also. And but in the Netherlands, we have a kind of model which we call appraisal, and that means that actually you define an area of interest, and you ask the experts of what they think is most important in this area, and then that helps you to make the right choices. But of course, you cannot save everything. And I think if you would save everything, history would be very boring. Because the fun of history is always that you have a few scraps, and on those few little information, you build your own, you use your imagination and you build a story. Why am I here? That's the basic question, I think. And in the past, I mean, an archive was respected because of all the paper they had inside and the archives that they kept and the information that they kept. And a museum was respected because to build a collection and to describe a collection was a good thing. But nowadays, the justification of your existence cannot be found in the collection itself. The justification is found in what you do with it and how you communicate with the people that in the end are funding your organization. People are usually not very inclined to follow standards. So you need a kind of pressure, or perhaps not pressure, but better you have to reward it. So in the Netherlands we have now a policy that says you can only qualify for subsidies for your digitalization projects if you follow the standards. If you do not follow the standards, that's all right, but then we do not fund your project. So I think that's a nice reward. And that's working out pretty well. It's very important that you choose standards. And the best choice you make is, of course, when they serve interoperability, they serve the exchange of information. Then you choose good standards. If you choose standards that are closing the information, closing access, I think then you pick the wrong standards.